Hi, I'm here to tell you how to begin knitting the new pattern that I have out on Ravelry. It comes in two versions. The first version is already out and it's called We Are One, Joining the Dots. And there's going to be another version which is just in edit as we speak, and that will be out later this week. And I'm going to probably put them both out on Test on Yarn Pond, although they probably don't need testing because I've already knitted it twice and I've followed my own pattern to knit it the second time. I've given out some launch codes for the first version, so if you want to get a launch code, direct message me and I'll send you one. So this cardigan is designed for anybody really. It is for any gender, it's unisex, and it's also for any budget because I've done it in a couple of versions. Some of them are for a budget yarn, some of them are a superwash merino yarn, and it's in 9 sizes with a lot of positive ease, which means it can be a loose fit. So I've already put some guidance on how to get the fit you want. So what I thought I would do is give you an initial session here, which is about how to cast on and begin to work the cardigan. So I think this is a good cardigan for people who are wondering about moving to seamless knitting, traditional knitters like me who've been knitting a long time, who've never knitted anything seamlessly. So I've done this from the bottom up because that is more intuitive for a knitter like me to work from. I was used to knitting from the bottom up and having everything seamed. So this is a good way of moving from that type of knitting into seamless knitting, which is often from the top down, but I think that's a big transition to make. So it's easier to move from the old method to a bottom up seamless method, or minimal seam method, shall we call it. So the way to do your cast on is using a circular needle like this. So a circular needle has like 2 knitting needles, size 10 knitting needles in this case, and a piece of flexible material between them. So you can knit from both ends and you can fit a lot of stitches on this. So I bought a massive bundle of these online, and I think they were about £5 or something from eBay. You can get them on all of these sites like Amazon and other ones as well. So that's quite a cost-effective way of getting a lot of needles in a lot of different sizes. One of the things about knitting something with this method is that you quite often have multiple needles in your work at one time. So to start off this pattern, which as I say is already available in the acrylic version online, and there is a superwash merino version coming out the end of this week, is that you would cast on all of your stitches for the back and the front at the same time. So I'll put on some pictures of how that works. So I can't remember how many stitches I had on here, but it was a lot, a couple of hundred maybe. So you're gonna have your front and your button band and your back cast on all the same time, and that's where you start with the pattern. And then you do the rib, and because I've integrated a pocket into the rib, you're going to probably want to have your rib around about 5 or 6 inches long, depending on how deep you want the pocket, if you are going to include it. You don't have to include the pocket, you could do a shorter rib and not put the pocket in if that's what you prefer. So that is the starting point. I've just used a long tail cast on to cast on however many stitches on circular needles. So I've already put a short on showing you how to do a long tail cast on. The rib is just a basic 1x1 rib. I can put a short on. I'm sure a lot of people have already knitted a 1x1 rib, so that's pretty straightforward. So it starts by slipping the first stitch purlwise on the rib to give a nice neat edge, and that's on every single row. So there are an odd number of stitches in the rib so that you start with a slip stitch and then you purl one, knit one, and then you work towards the end of the row. And when you turn the row, it's a slip one, knit one, purl one, and you work to the end of the row again. So the first stage is to get, if you want a pocket, a long section of rib. So I've put the pocket in the rib because you can get a neater join, I think, when you're connecting the pocket lining to the rest of the cardigan. I think it's easier to hide the joining stitches in something like a purl row of knitting, or you could join them by crocheting them in some way. I just think you get a nicer look of pocket if you do it as an integrated part of the rib. It's not the only way to do it, but I think it's easier to get a neater join that way. So that is how you would cast on the project. I'm going to put another video on which is going to talk about this integrated pocket. So when I've done the integrated pocket, I've used a technique that I've seen in Elizabeth Zimmerman's book, which is knitting in some waste yarn to put some stitches on hold and then knitting that piece of work again. I'm going to put another video showing how I did that with some photographs of the garment that I knitted, the second one, with the waste yarn in, and how it looked through the whole process. So my plan with this is to do a number of short videos. I find it difficult to watch long ones. So if you want to knit the cardigan, I will link them all into the pattern. And as I say, I'm going to put the patterns out on test on, I'll put them on Yarn Pond, and I'll put them on my social media, and you can message me if you would like a test code for the pattern, or you can go on Yarn Pond and look for this. I'll probably put it on Yarn Pond at the end of the week or over the weekend, so that you can download it over the weekend. So if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with me, and I'll put something else on about the pockets very soon.